What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Risky Ryan Trades. Today we're going to be talking about some of my favorite stocks. This video might not go viral because no one seems to be, talking about Costco or Shopify or Crowdstrike, but they should. They should, because these are big positions or have been big positions in the past that I'm looking to get back. That people should be paying attention to. And so I'm going to pay attention to it for you. And in this video, we're going to go over my thoughts on where I think these are going to go throughout the next year. Before we dive right in, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I certainly hope that you will enjoy this video. And if you do, hit that like button. If there is thoughts that you have about any of these stocks and they come to mind in the middle of the video, comment down below. The more comments, the more engagement, the better the algorithm blesses this channel, which currently has about 310 or so subscribers. And many of the people that view these have viewed them before and not hit the subscribe button. So why not? Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Go ahead, check. Is it clicked yet? If it's not, hit that subscribe. Let's get this channel bigger so that we can do this more often. Cool. So let's dive right in. First up is Shopify. Shopify looks like it's ready to go nuclear. This thing had a big liquidity grab. It dropped from almost 20%. It had a 20% correction over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And then over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, it's already back. It's back and it's ready to go. And so I really do think that this has an opportunity to get up to this GAN level at around $240, which is a 40% gain from where we are right now. And so that's why I'm holding, and it's one of my biggest positions in one of my accounts, my retirement account, actually, my Roth. Now, if we were to get that sort of thing, if it were to charge up to this level right here within, I don't know, say the spring, I would reduce at that point, because ultimately I do believe that this GAN angle right here is going to be the GAN angle that it climbs up over time. It'll bounce against and it'll go and it'll bounce against. But I'm not going to sell all of it, because what if I'm wrong and it comes all the way up here? Okay, that probably won't happen. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I do think it's hard to add to this position right here, because it is, if I say that this doesn't play out and it just touches this level first, if I go 52 weeks out, we're actually down 5%. The strength, though, that this thing has been showing, and the fact that we're about to bust through all-time highs, tells me it is a lot more likely for it to get up to this 240 level, and maybe even higher, maybe even up to like 304, and then it consolidates here before it hits this. But that's way in the future. We're just looking at the near term, and I think the near term, I like the odds that it hits 240 to 304, and yeah, let's just take a look again. That's, what did I say that was? Like a 40% gain? 40 to 80% gain? Hell yeah, give it to me. So that's why I follow Shopify. It's also one of the strongest stocks in the market, one of the strongest businesses in the market. It crushes. It did really terrible in 2021. You wouldn't have wanted to been a part of that, but it's recovered and it's clearly following this GAN angle, and it's gaining strength as we get closer to the all-time highs. Crowdstrike, one of the most important stocks that I have in my portfolio. And why? Because cybersecurity is one of the most important sectors in the stock market, and it's rarely talked about. But when you're talking about Crowdstrike and Palo Alto Networks, which are some of the, it's the two strongest, biggest cybersecurity companies in America and the world, to me, they might as well be as secure of an investment as a Magnificent Seven stock, but you tend to get a lot better returns, or at least as good returns as some of those Mag 7 names have given over time. And that's why I like to buy Crowdstrike, because I can trust that it will recover, and it has recovered from some of the worst moments. Look at this. I mean, it dropped. Remember when CrowdStrike shut down all the airports? It dropped like 50%, and it just recovered. It is a high beta name. It is a tough one to ride unless you really believe in the company and really, follow it and understand what you own. But this to me looks like a great dip buying opportunity here at 481. And if I go 52 weeks out from where we are, I'm looking at a 33% gain, which is exactly what I like. Exactly what I like. This looks like a bottom, but could be wrong. Could be wrong. So, put this one on your watch list. If just know that if I see it at 445, like 445, I'm going to be buying it. Because 425 is like the lowest I could possibly see it going, and I would not count on that. And every week that goes by and it gets closer to this gain angle, the better of an opportunity it becomes in my eyes, because ultimately this is going to be the gain angle that it boinks until, I don't know, infinity. I have no idea when it's going to stop doing that. And I could see it even strengthening and going parabolic at some point because it's cybersecurity. The more AI and quantum becomes something that people are talking about, the more people are going to be concerned about their cybersecurity, and the more demand there's going to be for the likes of Crowdstrike. So that's why they're one of my favorites. If you look at the weekly Ichimoku, it looks a little ugly, I'm not going to lie, but it's very close to the point of control here. And I don't know. I don't see it having to come back down here. We're already, when you have it on logarithmic scale like this, sometimes it will give the illusion that this isn't a very big dip. But you can see we already had a 15% correction in this name. So, it's a pretty sizable dip. I think that it got overextended once it got up to 560. I think that was a bit of nonsense. I think it should have just stabilized at 500. Which is what it's doing right now. So I do like CrowdStrike right here, right now. My bags are pretty much packed on this one, so I think I would need just a slightly better entry. But, if I had no position at all, I'd be perfectly comfortable starting to build one right here. Costco, the greatest trade I've ever made. When I was in 2016, I bought it and I sold it right in this little circle right here. And it's been an opportunity cost ever since I sold it. I haven't had to suffer that opportunity loss, but everyone else has, and it's broken out of this triangle. It looks really ugly, but this was one of my favorite stocks because it's a consumer staple, which means that it does really good when defensives do really good, and defensives do really good when tech does really bad. And I have a lot of tech in my portfolio, and so it was nice having some Costco there to kind of protect my overall portfolio from the volatility when there's big tech drawdowns. But I just saw some problems with Costco back then, and it had been on such an amazing run. I mean, the whole time it's been an amazing run, but look at this from 2023 up until the beginning of 2025. I mean, that was absolutely insane. So I just thought it was kind of due for a bit of a pullback. And I have this, it is entering the pit though, the Gann pit. This is a Gann fan that I have drawn. And we're entering that Gann pit here, but I think I'm going to hopefully get a really good opportunity sometime in the spring. And hopefully right around then is when tech will be about done with a big pump. That's my goal. Hopefully Shopify and CrowdStrike and some of these other guys that I really like go on a really great run over the next 3-4 months while Costco kind of piddles around in this range here, and I will be happily making that swap, reducing out beta, preparing for what I think will be probably a bit of a correction that happens in early summer or something like that. So Costco, it's on the radar. If I go 52 weeks out from this point, I think there's more opportunity cost because it's flat 52 weeks out if it's just going to be hitting this Gann angle here. But if it drops to 800, that could be interesting. Let's just take a look at that. Yeah, that'd be an 11% from buying from there. I think it's just a little too soon to buy Costco, but I have my eye on it and I want to add it once it makes sense. Vertiv. Ever hear of Vertiv? They are one of the largest, most important data center cooling companies. They're almost like a cooling monopoly. And you got to cool data centers. Every data center's got to be cooled. They're very hot. And yeah, I like it. I like it as a, even if all of the capex goes down, which is not going to happen, but like say they stop building new data centers, guess what? The ones that are already built, you got to keep cooling them. So these guys are going to keep on raking in their money, and it's a different name within AI that is worth paying attention to. This one, could it reclaim this GAN angle? I think it probably will. But even if it doesn't, well, yeah, hopefully it does, because I think if I put this out 52 weeks, it's not exactly that spectacular. It's still 13%. So, but it could do a lot better than that if it reclaims and we go 52 weeks. Up here, we're talking about a 200% gain. So I expect Vertiv to give me anywhere from 13 to 200%. So that's why it's part of the portfolio. And it's why I make a video about it, so I can turn you on to this stock, because I think it is a good one. And it's pretty clearly building a base right here on its previous all-time high. It's outside and through the GAN arc, and it's trying to lift back up over the Tenkan. So yeah, I could see this thing coming up and trying to hit levels here. Yeah, if we were to get like a really good move and get up to like a 70% return by May or spring, I would definitely be reducing there. Do I think that's going to happen? I think it could. I actually do think it could. All right, GE Vernova, last one. Kind of the same thing with Vertiv, except we got to power these data centers, and GE Vernova is one of the big dogs in powering these data centers. I think I have this drawn as a monthly, if I'm not mistaken. They're basically the same. I'll go back to the weekly just because we get a little bit more granular. Yeah, so if it can reclaim this this angle, we make a lot of money. But even if it doesn't, if I go 52 weeks out, we're still up 63%. If it just holds this GAN angle, which I think it's going to do, or better. So I do like GE Vernova quite a bit. Do you like GE Vernova? Did you never look at these names? Like, is this new for you? I would love to know your thoughts below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button. Join us and subscribe. We're at about 300 and something subscribers right now. And until next time, Risky Ryan